everyone, it's Cathy here, and today I'd like to share with you how we are going to create these lovely peony buds. I've shared a tutorial on how to create a lovely peony flower, and these are just another flower just to complement these so that you can make a really nice floral arrangement. They're very easy to make and they use the same dies from the Kaisercraft die set, and I'll show you how we're going to make them. To create this middle-sized bud, we're going to use white art foam, and we're going to cut from the layered peony set 2 from the middle-sized die, 2 pieces. And also I had a look in my stash to see what flower dies I had, and I've got this really lovely thank you stamp and die set, and I'm using the flower from the die to create the calyx. So we need one of those, and to create the smaller size bud I'm going to use the smallest die from the die set, and we're going to cut 2 with the white. And to create the calyx from that, I'm just using a punch that I've got in my stash, and what I did was I inserted a piece of white photocopy paper and pressed the art foam along with the paper together through the back and just punched, and this is what it looks like. So very easy to do and perfect size. So we're going to need one of those to create that, and also I'm going to show you how to attach these leaves. So we're going to need 2, and this is from the die set, from the layered peony die set, so we need 2 of those. Also going to need to create this some florist wire and florist tape. Also going to need an ink dauber, and I'm going to continue because this is going to complement this particular peony in the project that I'm going to use. I'm going to use distress ink and an ink dauber, and I'm also going to use some foam, not foam, foil. And the foil is going to help us shape the bud, and I'll show you how to do that. I'm also going to use an iron and also my hot glue gun, and to shape the flowers again, just going to use some fake flowers so that we can press our art foam onto this to create a nice embossed look. Also going to colour the flowers, and we'll use some Kaisercraft inks to do that, and I'm using vintage and a corresponding ink dauber. So let's get started. I'll start moving my things out of the way. The first thing we need to do is to add colour to these. Just put my things away so I know where they are when I need to make some more flowers. Okay. All right, so we're ready to start. So the first thing we're going to do is to add some colour to the petals, and to do that we're going to use the ink dauber and lightly ink the edges on all of the petals, just a little bit. On both sides. back together and just ink the sides. So everything's got a bit of colour. Do that for the smaller ones. Like so, and that's done. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a dab of ink in the center. Again, this is I'm just going to use the same ink. This is not a necessary step, but just in case, just helps to make the flower look a little bit realistic. And that's the end of that. Put that to one side. And now for the leaves, I'm going to, I'm not going to use the green. I need vintage, just in random spots. Put some ink to help it look a bit realistic. It's very soft. That's done. The next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to get my foil, and what I like to do is just start by cutting out a little section of foil, and I might just get my craft mat because I'm going to start making a mess. And estimating roughly how much of it is going to get covered. So I might need a little bit more, because taking in mind it is going to shrink. So when I made my first one, it's roughly half an inch. So I might just add a little bit more just to bulk it up a little bit. Okay. And then smaller section for the second one, and that's just about right. Like that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my pokey tool and poke a hole inside the foil. Just test out if this is going to fit. And I'll attach that with some hot glue. Same for this one. Perfect. Doesn't matter if it goes through because it's going to be secured with hot glue. And this is what the petals are going to form around to create this really, really nice bud shape. So I'll put this to one side and I'll get the iron ready because we're going to heat it on the iron. and then after that we'll attach the petals with the hot glue. So I'll get my skewer ready as well, petals ready. Leaves ready. Okay, so this iron is set on cotton, just that first dot, and also there is no water in it, there's no steam whatsoever. I also need my sponge, and I'll be using this to shape the petals today. So I can feel it heating up, it doesn't take long at all. Okay. You can see how well it forms to that really nice ball shape. I'm just pressing it down. There we go, you can see that really nice ball shape. Let's put that to one side. Where did I put? Just pressing down. It's like a little embossing folder. So it's always good just to see what things you've got around your home. There we go, it's made a nice little impression. Just going to heat up the calyx. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to pull the petals up, hold it with this hand and just twist the top. So I'd like it to be a little bit crinkly, just twist. And just hold it and let it go, and I'm going to unplug my iron. Okay, that is secure. Now I forgot I need to poke holes, so I'm going to use my pokey tool. Poke a hole through the center of that flower. And what we're going to do is wrap it around like that and use the hot glue to secure it all into place. So what I like to do is start with the petals. Just help the foam cover up that center. Okay, and the last one. Just, oh dear. Just secure that into place. Like that. Now I need to get my second petal, poke a hole in that. And do the same as before. Add the calyx. So I'm just going to unfold it. And it's nice and crinkled, and poke a hole in the center. And insert that through. Okay, and add some glue. And just so that it helps to keep its shape, what I'm going to do is add a little bit of glue to help the calyx stay in place just to the middle there. Let's see. I'm just twirling it around to the bottom. And I'll just snip it off. let's see how we're going. Just going to wrap this top section. Like that. And then what I'm going to do is now attach it to the back. Okay. And so what I'm going to do now is add some more and just wrap it around. And add it to the previous. So you can bend it, and that's that. So that's how you create a peony bud. So I hope you'll give this a try, and it's part of using the Peony 3D dies by Kaisercraft using their art foam. So thanks so much for stopping by, and have a wonderful day.